My name is Samuel Lee Bowman. Welcome. I'll be your moderator, your guide through this session, how we lost our authority. So let's just talk a second about why study this. You know, we go to church every Sunday, we listen to pastors give great sermons, and they give us a lot of information. We spend our obligatory 2 hours in church on Sunday morning because somehow we feel a duty, an obligation to be spiritual, to know God and to be a Christian, whatever that means to us. So we go to church to try to assuage that and learn how to live like a Christian. But then we go out and live our life all week, and we don't really translate the information he gives us over to the life we're living. So we have a lot of information coming in here and going out here, but does it transform us? Does it make a difference? Well, why study the authority of the believer? I don't want it to just go in here and out here and not make any difference in your life. Well, understanding your authority will make a tremendous difference in how you live your life Monday through Sunday, not just on Sunday morning. It's going to make a difference in how your teenagers do, whether they just survive or thrive. It has to do with your business, whether you get breakthrough, with your marriage. It has to do with transforming the culture of your city. It has a powerful effect on every area of your life. And as we build and go along and come up to the last couple of sessions where we see how to receive back the authority that we've lost, then you'll begin to have hopefully some light bulbs go on and go, aha, this is a whole new level of prayer. It's a whole new dimension of living. It's a whole new revelation about what it means to live the Christian life and have it really translate into a powerful effect in the culture around us. You know, I believe it's Romans 12:2 says, don't be conformed to the culture around you, but transform the culture. Well, many Christians are not doing that because they don't know how to. Well, your culture can be your home, your business, your community, your church, your city. They don't know how to do that. They don't know how to take authority in prayer or in life, take authority in their action, so nothing happens. So this is very important, a very powerful study, and we want you to get a lot from it. Well, let's just do a quick recap of part 2, which was our relationship to our two worlds, the physical and the spiritual. So you are a spirit, soul, and body. You are able to function in the physical world because you have a body. Because you are a spirit, you have communication and connection to the spirit world. So we saw that Adam was protected from evil as long as he left the ultimate knowledge and the ultimate power in God's hands by not eating the tree of ultimate knowledge. So then we went to the garden and we looked at the players. Adam and Eve, plants, animals, every living thing, every living creature was there. Jesus, other spiritual beings, including Lucifer. So then in Genesis chapter 3, we've seen how Lucifer speaks through a physical being that the Bible refers to as a serpent. So the serpent and Lucifer in collaboration with each other deceive Adam and Eve. They con them into giving up his authority. Satan tricks them into crossing over into God's territory, into ultimate knowledge. And boy, that is going to cause a problem. So now Lucifer, or Satan now, takes authority over Adam's planet. And Adam, he maintains a physical presence there because, after all, we do have a physical body. But immediately Adam's body began to shrink and shrivel and lose its energy and finally go back to dust. So he's lost his connection with God. But something else always has also happened that we're going to see here in a second. And God didn't intervene in this. Well, why didn't he intervene? Because he never goes back on his word. God is absolute integrity. He gave man free will. That's it. And if he takes that away, man's no longer free will. God won't go against his word. Once he gives his word and sets laws in motion governing our authority or any area of our life or this planet, he's a God of integrity. The whole universe stays together because God is a God of integrity. He never for a nanosecond stops control of the universe. He never stops doing what he's promised to do and what he's supposed to do. So God is absolute integrity. So now the result of Adam's sin, all of God's creation, which he put under Adam's authority, falls apart. We've seen that. So the result is a complexity of decision making that is beyond Adam's capacity. He doesn't have all knowledge. He doesn't have all power. So we see what happens there as you see the white arrows there. Adam, as our father and our representative and us, we've all done it, but Adam began it. He stepped out of the circle there, out of his realm of authority, and tried to take over God's authority at the prompting of Lucifer and the serpent. Well, what happened then? Things begin to rush in that were out there that weren't supposed to come in here. Pressures, complexity, the pressure of evil spirits in the evil world. So it begins to come in and pressure and push on this creation. And what does it cause? It causes a tremendous amount of chaos that we've seen. So first, let's answer this question. Why the tree of knowledge of good and evil? Well, this allowed God to keep evil separate and keep things out that shouldn't be in here, and it kept things in here that shouldn't go out there. So this allowed God to keep evil separate for Adam while allowing Adam to maintain his free will. So Adam still has free will. So once Adam chose to participate in the tree, he chose to take on the responsibility to recognize the voice of good and the voice of evil on his own without God's help. Oh my, but the question is, can he? Can he do that? Does he have the capability? Does he have that power? Does he have all of that knowledge? Does he have the capability to handle this complexity? So now, well, obviously he does not, and the world begins to fall apart. So now Adam has all these evil voices being mixed in with God's voice. The result? Confusion. He does not know how. He does not have the capability to separate the two. So as we get into the last two lessons, we'll see how it all comes back to us and how we can handle the complexity. We can see how we can get out the confusion. We'll see how to hear God's voice, how to do that. So Adam doesn't know how to separate the two. So the big question to him has to be now, who am I going to listen to? Which voice is which? How do I know the difference? So let's talk for a second. And Adam wasn't able to answer those questions. He did not know. But as we're going to see, we do know that we are being given knowledge and come into that knowledge so we can know. For a second, I want to look at the real sin behind the sin. And you say, well, Sam, what do you mean with that? What's that about? Well, in church, we normally hear that Adam and Eve sinned and fell when they ate the apple. Well, there was a sin behind the sin. So the apple choice most certainly sealed the deal. Yes, it did. However, the voice choice that came before the apple choice created the deal. So really, when Adam decided that he was going to eat the apple and decided not to consult God or hear his word on this subject, that created the deal with Lucifer. So biting the apple, the actual moment of participation, sealed the deal. Up to that point, he could have turned back and said no and went and talked to Jesus about it. But the voice choice that he had already made created the deal. And of course, he went ahead and bit the apple because he'd already made the choice to listen to Satan. So what happened when Adam made his voice choice to listen to Satan's voice? rather than God's voice, to listen to the flesh, the voice of his own flesh, instead of God's voice, well, his world began to fall apart. He lost his authority. He lost his control. He lost his ability to affect his environment. He lost community. Well, we're going to go deeper into what was lost in our next session, because then later we're going to look at what we can regain through the authority that Jesus gives to us. And it's amazing how much it exactly mirrors what we've lost can come back to us. And that's very exciting. So up next in session 6, how we lost our authority, we're going to look closer at exactly what Adam lost and get excited about what Jesus is going to return to us.